This is Astrologaster. Astrologaster? Astrologaster. I'm not sure what it's called. This is a game that I had never actually heard of until Sengatsu, one of my viewers on Twitch, asked me to play it. And so I'm going into this completely blind. I've got no idea what to expect, but I'm looking forward to finding out. So let's hit new game.
Begins our tale, and all of it is true. Through all of London, bubonic plague did spread, covering folk in weeping sores and leaving thousands dead.
What? So we were just playing Medieval Dynasty, listening to the soundtrack and talking about bardcore, and here we have a game that is apparently all in on the bardcore. Drag left to Oh, what the heck? This is a pop-up game?
From towns and cities, doctors they did flee, leaving their patients to die in misery.
But one brave doctor stayed when all the cowards fled. Might not have been because he was too sick to leave his bed.
By the way, is the volume okay? It looks like I've got it a little softer than me, so I can talk over stuff. But if you want it to be a little bit louder, because who wouldn't want this very loud in their ear holes? Let me know, and I can tune it up a little bit. Smoke Rainbow Pony says it's okay, so I'm going with her assessment. Okay, I love that the experience of turning a page is so fun. I want to do it like very slowly and carefully.
Alas, 'tis my final hour. I will surely die. I am too far gone to recover, and for the plague there is no cure. Unless a cure might be found in the stars.
Okay. Choose one zodiac to diagnose the condition. How might I be cured of plague? What? Sagittarius, ruler of the liver. Jupiter domicile in Sagittarius. This indicates a severe imbalance of the blood humor. What? This is going to be absolute nonsense, but they can tell that too, so it's okay.
Let me see now. According to the stars, the way to cure the plague is to treat the fever it provokes. Oh, can it be true? Might a disease so monstrous as the plague be cured by treating it as if it were an exceeding bad fever? Then I must use powerful herbs to bring the fever to crisis and break it. Let me see now. Angelica and dandelion for heat, borage to provoke sweating, infuse them in wine, strain and distill the mixture to produce a most powerful strong water.
What is this?
Huzzah! I am cured. I shall now go forth with my miraculous strong water to cure all London of the plague.
This game is ridiculous. Okay, what? Okay, so my case history is that I have cured myself by curing this fever. All right, that really worked? there weren't proper licensed doctors back then. Doctor didn't even mean physician back then. Whatever.
Here comes a lady queer and her little wearily. Her name is Ladies Allen, what can her trouble be?
God give you good day, madam. How may I...
Are you Mr. Foreman? Mr. Simon Foreman, the doctor?
Aye, madam, I am indeed Dr. Simon Foreman. I bid you welcome to my consulting chambers. Mistress...
Allen, Mistress Avis Allen of Lambeth.
Pray tell me your age, if you please, madam.
I am 33 years of age.
And how might I do you service this day, Mr. Allen? Pray describe your troubles to me.
Well, the pain started full late last eve upon retiring to bed. Oh, not that I am in the habit of retiring so late, but my husband did desire a special supper of cold meats to celebrate and give thanks in any case, it started in the night and it continued until dawning. That being the pain in my head and the chundering.
A moment whilst I make note of this. Headache and involuntary purging. Is that all?
Aye, that is all. And thinking on it, my complaint to seem most trifling. And you are doubtless busy with important cases. Oh, like the plague! Yea, verily, mayhap I should not have come after all. Good day, Dr. Foreman. I beseech you, pardon me, for I have wasted your time.
Prithee, do not go. For I assure you, madam, your case verily is important to me. And 'tis important to you, is it not, Mistress Allen? Else you would not have come this day.
Well, aye.
Let us consult the stars now then, shall we? What is the cause of Mistress Allen's suffering?
Okay, so far, I have not made a single choice in this game. So let's see what it's like to treat her. The word chundering? So I first learned that word from, like, Wayne's World in the 90s. Is it actually, like, an historically, like, is that a word people used in this era? Or is it meant to be kind of a weird, funny anachronism? Okay, so I was up all night with headache and chundering. What caused my suffering? Okay, so I only had one option with him, but now I've got two with her. Mercury indicates a disturbance of the mind. Scorpio, ruler of the reproductive system. And what is this? Nothing, it's just highlighting. Okay. Cancer, ruler of the stomach. Suggests a mild imbalance of black bile in the body. Okay, so she was eating cold meats with her husband and then started throwing up and having a headache. So that could be that she ate something bad and got food poisoning, but it seems like there's something she's not talking about that they were celebrating. And so it could be like morning sickness. And how am I supposed to know? Like, what? Both of those are potentially, I mean, it seems like, yeah, I mean, so I definitely am not inclined to do anything to do with Mercury. I assume it doesn't mean the element Mercury, right? Yeah, it means the planet Mercury. I'm nervous about what he's gonna do to her, like what harm it might cause the child if he's interested in solving a reproductive issue. But then again, I mean, his ridiculous cure for plague apparently worked, so I don't know. Huh, interesting. Well, Sugatsu says, well, use the stars. The stars how? I don't know how this works. Okay, nope. Not that. What's this? Nope, that's nothing. Okay, so it seems like she was being cagey and mysterious about her with child scenario. So I'm clicking this like it's hypertext and it's not. So maybe I meant to feel more attracted to that? I'm not sure. Stealthy Assassin, by the way, says the word chunder might come from a shortening of chunderloo, which is rhyming slang for spew. So, again, I'm not sure how recent that's likely to be. That's interesting. Anyway, but it does sound like it's at least comes from Britain. So at least the area is correct, regardless of the time scale. Okay, let's just choose this. See what happens.
You are with child, Mistress Allen. 'Twas the reason for your celebration last evening, methinks.
Aye, but how did you know?
I can see it in my chart, madam. There is a planet aligned with Scorpio at present, Scorpio being the constellation that rules over such matters. Pray tell, how long has it been since your monthly courses?
It has been 14 weeks since my courses, and yesterday I did feel the child quicken. So, indeed, 'twas the cause for our celebration, as you say. For I have been with child before, you see, but 'tis never. And Mr. Allen and I do pray this one will be born alive.
There, dear lady. The presence of the planet Mercury in my chart does suggest you suffer from anxious passions on account of your condition, and given your ill-favoured history, I warrant 'twas the twin burdens of hope and fear that provoked your troubles last evening.
Oh, I see.
Pray take this flask of wine, madam. It has been infused with cloves, ginger root, and cinnamon. Drink of it each morning, and you should soon feel much improved.
Verily, I will do as you advise. I thank ye heartily, sir. Fare you well, Dr. Foreman.
Fare you well, Mistress Allen.
Not the best advice by modern standards for a pregnant woman, but there you go. Wow, so Stealthy Assassin says that they actually found usage of that word going back to 1658. Fascinating. Okay, so each querent, each patient, has multiple cases that we're going to go through. Oh, and she's going to write me a letter of recommendation if I keep doing well.
Good day, sir. You are Simon Foreman, the physician, are you not? These are your rooms.
Indeed, I am he, and well met, sir. Be it Thomas Blagg I have the honour of welcoming to my humble consulting chambers, the Dean of Rochester Cathedral?
Indeed, 'tis I, Thomas Blagg. Though it is not upon church business that I come to you this day. 'Tis upon a matter of my own that I require counsel. I have lately been offered some very lucrative investment opportunities. And, well, it is said that God speaks to us through the stars, does he not?
Indeed he does. 'Tis well known that astrology is but a conduit for the word of God, as interpreted using scientifical means. And now, these investments of which you speak, pray tell of them, if you please.
2 merchant ships will shortly set sail on very lucrative trading expeditions. I do not possess the coin to invest in both. Hence, I must choose between them. And I must choose very wisely indeed. For sea voyages are most perilous. And if my ship were to founder or be captured by pirates, I would lose my entire investment.
Aye, forsooth. 'Twould be most lamentable. To say nothing of the poor souls who might lose their lives.
Who are, naturally, the greater of my concerns.
Aye, naturally. And whither might these ships be bound?
The first is bound for the Spice Islands of the East. 'Tis a voyage to be undertaken by a ship named the Conquering Cherub. The other is the Pride of Yarmouth. She is to bring back sugar from the Americas. Have you now the information you require? Then perchance you may divine for me upon which of these 2 ships our Lord God has bestowed his divine blessing.
Aye, Dean Blagg, we may now consult the stars. Should Thomas Blagg invest in the voyage of the Conquering Cherub, or that of the Pride of Yarmouth?
So one thing I'm not sure of is whether I'm getting like accurate assessment of the results. It's like the woman I just spoke to, she like I seemed like I got it seems like I got rewarded for recognizing that she was pregnant, but I don't actually know for sure if my assessment of her condition was correct. She could very well have had some kind of stomach thing wrong, and maybe I still gave her the wrong treatment. I'm wondering, am I going to find out immediately if I've gotten this guy right, or am I going to have to wait to see how it goes? Read the stars by selecting highlighted sections of the sky. Okay. Blog's investments in a trading voyage will result in a change in fortune for him. Uranus represents a change in fortune. Okay. The ship's name should evoke a woman who partakes in a marriage. Because Venus is in Sagittarius? Wait, is that what this was? Actually, I don't think it didn't. Oh no, this didn't identify. Why did I have Sagittarius in my head? It must have been from a previous selection. So it's showing me how this astrology works by showing me like which elements of what I'm seeing in the sky apply to stuff. The ship's name should evoke a child who's victorious in battle. So the conquering cherub. So I read this and it says the conquering cherub. And this, Pride of Yarmouth, doesn't sound like it means a marriage. So I guess this is telling me that I should tell him to invest in the conquering cherub? Or is this one telling me that no matter what he chooses, it's going to go badly? You know, change in fortune. But what is a change in fortune? Like, is he already fortunate, and a change in fortune is something bad? Okay, this is interesting. I'm really not sure what the game expects of me here. So, I don't think either of these is a woman in marriage. And so I'm going to go with this one because it says it actually is relevant. So hopefully that'll be right.
The stars advise you to invest in the ship named the Conquering Cherub.
I see. And why is that?
Well, I have calculated that at this very hour, upon this very day, the planet Mars and the constellation Scorpio do both dwell in that part of the sky we call the House of Children. And as it happens, Mars is the ruler of Scorpio, hence we may say that Mars is presently exalted.
Mars has been exalted by Scorpio, you say? And what might that mean?
When exalted, Mars represents victory. And so, with victory in the House of Children, we may read this as a victorious child. Ergo, the Conquering Cherub.
Ah, I see. For a cherub is a kind of child, is it not? In sooth, I do find the science of astrology verily fascinating. I thank you, Dr. Foreman. You have been most helpful.
This is all nonsense. Okay, so he's happy with me, but I don't think we know if this went okay or not. He's making slower progress towards the letter of recommendation than the woman did. Okay, I'll take your advice.
Good morrow, sir. Pray
tell, are these the consulting chambers of Simon Foreman, Doctor of Astrology and Physic?
Indeed, 'tis I, Dr. Simon Foreman. And your name, madam?
Emma Sharp of Shoreditch, sir. 25 years of age.
Welcome, Miss Sharp. And how may I do you service this day?
Well, 'tis a trifle delicate. A man has asked me to be his wife. A dear, kind man, but I fear you will think me cold, Dr. Foreman.
There, madam, whatever is the matter?
Well, he is exceeding advanced in years. I do worry he may not be long for the world, and if he were to die, I do not think I could bear it. Verily, I would not. Indeed, methinks I would rather not marry him at all. Am I very heartless, Dr. Foreman?
Nay, not in the least, madam. Your fears are most reasonable. The man in the winter of his life is indeed more likely to die. I assure you, madam, 'tis a medical fact. But methinks you wish to know whether this man be afflicted with a grave health condition, do you not? To wit, any ailment that might soon prove fatal?
Forsooth I do. That is my question precisely. Why, Dr. Foreman, 'tis as if you have a gift for reading minds.
Merely the gift of logical surmise, madam. Let us see whether a judgment of the stars may calm your fears. Does Mr. What was your gentleman's name?
Mr. George Middleton, a wool merchant.
Does Mr. Middleton have any ailments that might hasten his death?
Oh, we have 3 options now. So, okay, so I feel like this game is actually teaching you something about astrology, which is that it's arbitrary and you can just choose how you want it to go. So, okay, so see here. He's been bewitched. The enchantment may prove fatal. So Pluto in retrograde suggests death. Okay, that's one option. What else do we have? What? Suffers from dropping down of the piss? Characterized by involuntary urination? It's exacerbated when combined with his fear of heights? What? Libra ruler of the kidneys? Vertigo? What? What? Or he suffers from cardiac passion, a condition that may end in death. The illness cannot be cured. Okay, so either I say he's bewitched, or he's got like a massive imbalance is gonna kill him and can't cure him, or he's just gonna be annoying. Sangatsu says that, yeah, this is a charlatan simulator. So, like, so this one says that he's not gonna die, but she doesn't want to share a bed with him. So, like, this is kind of the more interesting one because it kind of challenges her a little bit, right? Because she doesn't, I mean, her stated reason for not wanting to marry him is that she's afraid he's going to die. I think she's looking for an excuse not to marry him. I almost want to choose this one just to see what she does with it, because it makes him sound like a more difficult husband to live with, but not one who's going to die. And so her moral excuse goes away. Okay, we're picking this one just to see what happens.
Mr. Sharp, I have exceeding excellent news for you. Mr. Middleton has only the most trifling of ailments, dropping down of the piss. Though I must advise you that marrying a man who suffers from dropping down of the piss would pose certain laundry-related challenges. But widowhood is not likely to be one of them, at least not imminently.
Blessed day. What wondrous news.
However, there is one other small thing in my chart. It seems your future husband does also suffer from an unreasonable fear of heights. Such a fear could aggravate Mr. Middleton's condition. He would be advised to avoid tall buildings, bridges, and mountains. Or at least be sure he takes a change of breeches along with him on any such outings.
Oh, verily? Then I will follow your advice most carefully, Dr. Foreman. I will now to Mr. Middleton go and accept his proposal of marriage.
So, like, what's gonna happen? Like, the thing I'm most interested in is the second visit from one of these people. I want to find out if the stuff I tell them has anything to do with reality in the world of this game. Everyone's happy with my readings, but it's because nothing's happened yet. Beware! Is the man treating you a qualified licensed doctor? London has lately been importuned by low-born charlatans, claiming the title of doctor. These men have never attended university and therefore cannot be trusted. Any man found to be practicing medicine without a medical license shall be prosecuted to the full extent of the law. Dr. Richard Smith, President, College of Physicians. Okay, so I had thought there was a little bit later on in history when people started, linking, a formal education and doctorhood with being a physician. But maybe it was this early, or maybe they're messing around. I don't know.
Murdering would those doctors come.
Murdering those doctors come.
Murdering one fine day.
Those doctors will they
Those
slave for
doctors
me.
will they slave on us, slave on us. Oh, will they send him to jail?
What is the meaning of this warning being put about by the College of Physicians? Do they mean to do me harm? It is true that I do not have a medical license. What am I to do? Mayhap the stars will advise me.
Oh, Smooth Operator says that they're playing State of Decay 2 and they've run into something weird, that they've got a rucksack that has managed to show up among their items in their supply locker. We haven't found all the causes of that bug yet. It used to happen a lot more, and we fixed most causes of it. But now and then, yeah, that'll happen. I think if you take the rucksack out and then return it to your storage, I think it'll just go back and become a normal rucksack. It's just a weird bug. There's nothing you can do with it in there, except it won't violate your storage limits. So you can just leave it there as long as you want to, I guess. But yeah, it doesn't have any purpose in there. It's just a weird bug. Anyway. What should I do? Oh, gosh. Okay, so I must use my brilliant mind to forge strong relationships with my querents. The solution involves being sensitive to the needs of my querents. So, okay, so it's just me being cool. And then what's this? The Church of England can help me, for the Archbishop of Canterbury has a special power to grant medical licenses. The College of Physicians is making war against me. If I am to become the best doctor in London, I must find a way to end this war. The authority of the licensed doctors of London hold is primarily owing to their wealth and privilege. If there's much they can do... Okay. So they're ignorant, they're fighting me, I must use the church to back me up. Versus... I just must be the best, most amazing guy I can, and then they can't touch me because everyone loves me. This feels more like my general strategy, not to go to war, but to, try to nice my way out of situations. So let's go with this one.
It seems that if I'm to avoid prosecution by the College of Physicians, I must obtain a medical license. Towards this end, doubtless the best course is to serve my querents well, treating their illnesses and problems with intelligence and sensitivity. For if I do, they may favor me with letters of recommendation, and I can use these to petition the University of Cambridge to grant me a license.
Okay, well, it seems like the game was preparing for that already. Like, maybe this was just looking for a way to inform me about how the game works. No? There we are. Oh, so Yoda, I had not actually thought of that explanation for the State of Decay 2 bug. Because, yeah, when there are circumstances where a character can die, like inside the base, during, say, a siege or something like that, and we teleport all of their items into your supply locker. And so, yeah, that might very well not be checking if a rucksack is a rucksack. It might just be teleporting it in. That is a very good potential explanation. I'm not sure. So it could be that that's known inside the studio, but I haven't heard anyone talking about that explanation around the office. So I'll have to ask around if people know about that theory. And if they don't, you will have just told us something very valuable. Yeah, I know, Yoda, there are other circumstances where people can do that following you around in the world, too. I think the base is one of the most common places to do it. Other places, it kind of depends on weird circumstances.
This man at the door who we've not seen before. Who's this man at the door who we've not seen before?
Who is come to inquire as in such great attire? He's Ferraro.
Good day to you, sir. Oh, I see you're having some difficulties. William, fetch my guest a chair.
No, it's good. I am just a little stiff.
As you wish. Mr.
Signor Riccardo Ferraro. I am a gentleman of Venezia, come to make a trade in London.
Venice? 'Tis a fine city, I hear. And how may I do you service this day, Signor Ferraro?
I am come with una problema medicale, and you are most great dottore who does cure all London, huh? You cure Ferraro too, see?
Forsooth, I will seek to do so, Signor. Pray, describe your complaints, if you please.
Is burning when I make the water.
Pain during urination?
See, and is pain down here. Molto pain.
And pain in the lower back. Now, let us see what the stars can tell us. What ails Signor Riccardo Ferraro?
Sounds like a UTI. I have 3 options. Okay, so we've got gout. That doesn't seem right. Oh, he's lying and he's having some kind of bowel problems. Kidney stones. That seems... Yeah. That seems more likely. So, I mean, the lower back, that's where your kidneys are. Yeah, let's go with that. Get over there.
'Tis a case of stones in the kidney, I regret to say. But worry not, Signor. I will give you an ounce of my strong water to dislodge them. Drink this entire flask when you rise at dawn tomorrow. You may then expect to evacuate the stones by way of your privy member within just a few hours.
Ah, your famous strong water. This water is said to cure the plague, huh? I thank you, Signor Foreman. And now Riccardo Ferraro bids you good day.
All right. So, I'm pretty sure that I probably diagnosed him correctly. I have no idea if my cure is at all relevant. Maybe that didn't go as well as I thought. Or maybe he's just harder to win over. I mean, I picked the thing that seemed most reasonable, but... Aha! Okay.
Well met, Mistress Allen. Pray tell, the last time I saw you, you were with child, methinks. Pray tell, how
I
fares...
would rather not talk about that, if you please.
Oh, I see. I am full sorry, madam. What
I'm
brings
come
you
upon...
this-
to the brings...
Pardon, madam. I prithee, madam, say on.
I'm come about the new law. I know not what to do, and I would have counsel.
You are in trouble with the law, madam?
Nay, at least not yet, but my neighbours have begun to remark unkindly upon my absences, my Sunday absences from church. I'm afeard one of them may soon denounce me.
Ah, 'tis the Act Against Recusants you speak of. The law that obliges Catholics to attend church and take the English sacrament. You are of the Catholic faith, then, I take it?
Aye, a Catholic, but as well a law-abiding woman and a full loyal subject of the Queen. Long may she reign.
I do not doubt it, madam.
But to take the Protestant sacrament, 'tis heresy. So says the Pope in Rome. I risk being damned to hell if I do it, Dr. Foreman. Verily, I find myself in a most terrible bind.
I see. Damned if you do, yet condemned if you do not. A cruel bind indeed. Let us see if the stars may untangle it for us. Should Mistress Avis Allen attend Protestant church services?
Okay, this sounds like there's going to be no good answer. So this says... Okay, this is telling her that the Queen may die and will revert to Catholicism? I know there was a little bit of back and forth in English history. I don't know exactly how it went, though. Mistress Allen risks getting in trouble with the law and being punished for authorities. There may be a creative solution for appeasing the Pope in Rome whilst also honoring England's Protestant legacy. Okay, so if I choose this, I'm advising her to cooperate because long-term Catholicism will be back on the rise in England. Whereas this is saying jealousy and confusion. Okay, so this is saying she's just got catty neighbors and she doesn't need to worry about it. They're just being jerks. And this one says she should go with it because long term it's going to be okay. Huh. I mean, ultimately, long term, no, Anglicanism is still like the religion of England. But there was some back and forth at some point. Weren't there like some Catholic rulers that came in after the Church of England was established? I mean, so this might well be accurate. Of course, I don't know if it's a smart move still. I mean, she could still... Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Jedi Side Tricks, I know nothing. I only have vague impressions of English history. So... I just have a vague sense that happened, but Jedi Cytrix is saying that this is during the reign of Elizabeth I, and apparently from then on, it was just all Protestant all the time. So that seems to be unlikely to be true. I feel weird just like specifically blaming the ladies next door. I don't know, that feels kind of weird too for just being catty. But I mean, currying favor with her. Maybe this is going to advise her to curry favor with her neighbors so that they're not going to turn her in. I could see that. Let's go with this.
Dear lady, if your neighbors consider speaking against you, 'twould be on account of envy.
Envy? But Mr. Allen and I have not been blessed with... I've not had the same fortune as other women. And to be sure, we are not wealthy.
Yes, of course.
Crap.
Hence you must disabuse your neighbors of their ill-founded notions. Indeed, you must have them believe that you are, in truth, most poor.
Then I am to have my neighbours pity me.
This is terrible
So,
advice.
madam, for if they were to pity you, they would never think of reporting you to the authorities. Nay, they would say, see how low poor Mistress Allen has come. She has no gown fine enough for church, so she finds an excuse not to come by pretending she is a Catholic.
Oh, I see. Then I must wear coarser
She's
clothes
not
as
happy
well.
about this.
In truth, 'twill not be agreeable to be talked of so. But nay, 'tis naught but my vanity, and if a woman must sacrifice her comeliness for the sake of her soul, so be it. 'Tis but a small price to pay.
Oh, but be assured, madam, you would still be most... methinks you would appear no less comely in poorer attire.
Oh, Dr. Foreman, you make me blush.
Forgive me, dear lady. 'Tis not my intention to occasion you any... Madam, would you care to... see my collection of Venetian glassware?
I think I would. Indeed, I would like that very well.
Was that going to happen no matter what? At first I'm starting to regret this, but now it's getting adorable, so... Wait, what? 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 Okay, the querent did wish to know whether she should comply with the law and attend Protestant church services, thereby betraying her Catholic faith. I did advise the querent to avoid going to church by pretending she was ashamed of the poverty of her attire. Methinks the querent was pleased with me for the reading I gave this day. Coitus post consultatio? Is he reporting in Latin that they actually... okay, interesting. Or is that just his hope? Is he expressing his hope in these notes? I don't know. Okay, well, she's recommending me very highly, so apparently, yeah, she was pleased.
Here comes a beauty dark as night. Her hair does shine, her eyes are bright. A damsel formed for man's delight. Oh, she is quite a lady. Oh, she is quite a lady.
This game is mostly about just dancing to the songs.
Good day to you, sir. I am Amelia Bassano of Bishopsgate, here for my consultation.
Welcome, Mistress Bassano. Bassano, 'tis an Italian name, is it not?
Aye, it is, sir. Though I was born in London, my family are from Venice. They did come to London to gain employment as musicians at the royal court.
Ah, I know one of your countrymen, Riccardo Ferraro, another one of my querents. Mayhap you know him? He hails from Venice, too.
No, sir, I do not know him. Venice is a large city, and as such 'tis home to many thousands of men. And as I did mention, I was born in London.
Aye, of course. Mayhap we turn our thoughts to what brings you hither this day. Have you a question for me?
Aye, sir, I wish to know what afflicts me, for my belly does begin to swell, and lately I oft find myself chundering after meals.
Swollen abdomen and involuntary upward purging. Well, now, let us consult the stars to judge the cause of these troubles. What is ailing Mistress Amelia Bassano?
So no one might said that I might have missed something in the UI that says that apparently it said that that the previous querent needed a priest to confess sins. So yeah, maybe something happened. Okay, so it feels like it's implying pregnancy again, but that feels like there'll be similar things twice in a row. I don't know. And also, it seems like things might have gone badly with the other querent, whose name I've forgotten. Liverworm. Could be Liverworm. Okay, I mean, maybe, or... Crick in the knees. By the pressure of excessive weight gain. Let's not tell her that. Okay, so now I can either tell her she's with child because she's experienced, well, you know, like if she was a TV character, obviously she would be pregnant because that's the only reason women ever throw up suddenly on TV shows and movies is because they're pregnant. And a swollen belly, you know. But it just feels like, I mean, I didn't diagnose the other woman with pregnancy. She just came to me pregnant and throwing up. Like, she told me she was pregnant before I got there. And so she had already been celebrating it. So it makes me think it would be strange for it to be two women with the same situation. But then again, it's not uncommon for, you know... See, now I'm thinking like a charlatan. I'm like, well, miscarriages are not uncommon. And so I could tell her she's a child, and if it does not turn out to be true, you know, I can tell her that she lost the baby. So, this is a hard... So, okay. I didn't think this was going to be... I thought the choices would feel like they were arbitrary, that I wouldn't be invested in them because it's so silly. Or I thought that, it's actually more interesting because I have no idea what's going on, and the basis on which I'm making these choices is so flimsy no matter what I do. It's actually, it's weird and harder to make these choices not having any idea what the outcome's likely to be. Hey there, Ingvidson. So no one mind suggesting that this is probably going to involve an enema. I don't know. Okay. An imbalance of phlegm. Let's go with this and see how it does. I think it's... If it turns out she's pregnant... Okay, so if it turns out she's pregnant, and I told her this, she'll know me for a charlatan. If it turns out she is not pregnant, and I tell her this, I can talk my way out of it. So I think this is probably the better charlatan's choice, even though I feel more inclined like the other one seems, just by the rules of storytelling, seems more likely to be true. This feels like the charlatan's choice. Except I don't know anything about her. Like, what if she... Like, did it say she was married? Like, do I know anything about the relationships in her life? Is this even possible? Okay, because I don't know anything, I'm going to go back to this one. Because the last thing I want to do is diagnose her with, like, virgin pregnancy. Because that's going to be ridiculous. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Jedi Cytrix is suggesting the same thing. Let's go with this. I did not think these astrology choices would be so interesting. Get over there.
Have a fasciola hepatica, commonly known as a liverworm, a worm that has made its home in your liver. This would explain the swelling in your abdomen.
I see. And what of my chunderings, sir?
You may also blame the worm for that, for it seems your uninvited guest is a harsh critic of the meals you send him. When he feels the dish has been over-seasoned, or mayhap when your beef has not been cooked to his liking, he sends it back.
Then how might I expel this verminous intruder? I must own I find the notion of sharing my repasts with a worm right unsavoury.
'Tis a simple procedure. First you are to fast. After 2 full days without food, the worm will begin to hunger most acutely. Then you must take a bowl of hot pottage. Hold it in front of your nose and breathe deeply of its flavoursome odours. The now starving worm, being tantalized by the smell of your potage, will propel itself out of your liver, up through your intestines, and out through your mouth.
Dr. Foreman, I am sorry to inconvenience you, but I believe I'm about to chunder. Would you have a receptacle?
My manservant will assist you with your, William, come hither and assist Mistress Pisano.
Okay. So I think I'm probably wrong. I think, the fact that she is taken up, like, my describing of the treatment caused her to throw up makes me think that maybe she has a different condition, that maybe she's pregnant. Why would he describe an experience that she's unlikely to have? Is he trying to get her to not do the thing, and so he can just keep blaming her condition on a thing she's never treated? Yeah, so she didn't like that. But that's fine. Okay, so we've been playing this for a while. I think it's time to end the session. But this is a fascinating game. Thank you, Sangatsu, for introducing this to me. And so we're gonna get out of here. But that's Astrologaster. I did not imagine it was gonna be as interesting as it was. Like I didn't know what to expect from it at all. So after getting started, I realized I had read reviews of it, and but it didn't occur to me that it was going to be this entertaining. So thank you, Sangatsu, for recommending it. And we'll see where we go with this in the future. So if you'd like to subscribe to my channel, there's a button for you, and other videos, things like that. And we'll see what we're going to do next. I think I've got work fairly soon, so I think I might put an end to the stream. So it's been nice hanging out with y'all.